Hello, namaste everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about one of the questions which was posted by one of you about how do we analyze what our career could be? Like what, not specifically about the career, but where the income can be generated. Whether it's income from a particular source or area, or it's just that we are going to be dependent on the spouse for the finances. So that's what we are going to learn today, that how do you guys as beginners or any person who has the knowledge of astrology and using the D1 chart to predict something for themselves, how do they analyze that? How do we see where our income or money is going to come from? Okay, so let's get started. But before that, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon below. And for your personal readings, you can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the readings and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Also, you can sign up for online course and even request for one-on-one course from me. Okay, so shall we proceed? Now, let's get started with this. So before we go into the more deeper understanding of it, let's understand that we need to know just two things. First, the second lord placement, and then we need to see the Dhan Yog. So when I'm just going to talk about these two things here because I've already made the video on careers, like what your career could be from Atmakarka, Matyakarka, from Bhrigu point, from whatsoever. But now we are just going to concentrate on 2 points or just one kind of technique that if you open a chart and you're a beginner, you can just predict using your second house and using wherever the Dhan Yog is formed. Now let's see first, and let's understand the second house, then we'll go for the houses which form Dhan Yog. And I'll practically do that here. So the second house is naturally the house or the house of the zodiac sign of Taurus and is ruled by the planet Venus. Second house is extremely important to see what adds on to our wealth, what adds on to our possession. Any amount of money that we get is the second house, right? So second house becomes extremely important wherever the second lord goes. Like for example, if the second lord is in the first house, a person is quite fortunate, and there could be chances that this person is a financial consultant. Their profession can be related to the second house matters. They can be a lifestyle coaches, they can be, they can be into financial learnings, they can be people who actually talk, who are stage performers, who sing, or anything of that sort. Why did I specifically mention this? Because the second house is coming into the first house. First house is our self presence, it's our stage presence, and it's our personality, our face, our expertise, our abilities. And then we are connecting that with the second lord being the house of lifestyle, finances, food, or anything like singing, vocal cord, communication, not specifically communication, but when it is a one-sided communication, right? So we are connecting both of these houses here. Suppose the second lord is in the second house, you can earn from financial institutions, you can be a banker, you can be a financial person, working in a finance company, you can be into a logistic company, you can be a person who is into food industry or who is working within the family business, right? In even The second lord coming into the first house would also trigger that. Then the second lord coming into the third house, you earn through your own skills, you earn through technology. Maybe you are an IT professional, maybe you are an instruments, you use instruments, you're a guitarist, you're a pianist. So anywhere where you use communication, where you use your skills, where you use your technical skills, you use technology, anything of that sort, or the profession related to travel, that is the third house. Maybe you're an architect, you're a designer, right? Second lord coming into the fourth house. So fourth lord, basically, second lord coming into the fourth house means your money is going to either get generated from work from home scenario, or you're going to use your deep stuff, your deep knowledge, your knowledge of the home dynamics, comforts, and work from home scenario. You use all of that to work and earn. So second lord coming into the fourth house is one of the very strongest placements to have easy money approach. It could also mean that you work in the family business which has been carried forward since a very long time. Then fourth house is also about research, anything that you do in your private space. Like, for example, I saw someone on Instagram who was a candle designer. She started a startup from her home by making candles within her home. That is one of a perfect example of the fourth house. Fourth house is convenience, comforts. So the electronics, like AC, fridge, you have a showroom of furnitures, everything of that sort related to the home, related to the fourth house matters, is going to be the part of your income generation. Not just career I'm talking about, the income is going to come from there. The fifth house is about education. Even the fourth house is about primary education. So fifth house is about education. It's about shares, speculation. It's about your consultant position. It's about you being a teacher. Even the fourth house is you being the teacher. Fifth house is your creative self, your artistic self. So when the second lord comes into the fifth house, you either work and you either generate your money through shares, through investments. So you might be in another career, but most of the amount of money is going to come from your investments. And this also shows that you are a broker. You are a person who is specialist with financial knowledge, with investment knowledge. Maybe you are a portfolio manager. Anything of that sort could work with the fifth house. Then the sixth house. If the second lord comes into the sixth house, you can be a financer, you can be a person who work around with debts or routine stuff, routine areas. You might be a surgeon, you might be a health nutritionist, you might be a doctor, you might be having a clinic of yours. Anything related to the finances, debts, giving an exchange of money, or anything related to health and nutrition, especially what should you eat? How do you sculpt your body? That is second and sixth house. Sixth house also represents when you could get connected with gyms. You maybe are a person who is a gym trainer or who is an enthusiast of it, and you earn through that. Then the seventh house, the second lord comes into the seventh house. This is one of the placements when you're dependent on the partner for the money, because here your spouse might bring in money. And this is not the case for everyone. You need to see the whole chart, but this is one of the positions which can trigger that. Even the second lord going into the eighth house, or eighth lord actually coming into the second house, could also create that. That is because eighth house is second from the seventh house. It's the finances or the wealth of your spouse. So his income or money is coming to you, or your money, your expenses, your income is actually being generated from his sources. That could even be there. So the second lord coming into the second house, either you are a businessman, you are into business, you do some family business, or you do independent business, or your work is in law profession, your money comes from partnership, companies deciding on partnership firms, or anything related to partnership. It can be business, it can be other people, it can be being a consultant with fourth, seventh, eighth, 12th. It's more of a psychiatrist, a person who consults and who talks with people and manages, helps them heal. It's also the sixth and the 11th house also for psychologists or psychiatry. Then seventh house is also very, very important for being a psychologist, that your money comes from being a psychologist or being able to help other people, right? Then eighth house is the deeper stuff. It is either the second lord goes into the eighth house. That means you might be an astrologer, you might be a person who can be into surgeries. So you can be a surgeon, you can be a doctor, you can be a insurance agent, you can be a person who is into insurance business or managing other people's money, managing other people's lifestyle. But definitely your money comes in a very easy manner when your second lord has a connection with the eighth house, as in you earn in a lavish way. Like, for example, maybe someone with the same degree as yours is struggling to earn money, but you have that expertise to generate money with that smart work of yours. And even your money could come from real estate, rental income, or anything related to properties, fixed assets, fixed investments, or maybe you have made an investment at the right time, and after a long period of time you received that money as a big bonus. So your income generated from there. Then the ninth house. Ninth house, this is the house which shows that you are going to travel to earn your money, or you interact with people who are at a distance for your money. So import export can be a part of it, education can be a part of it, higher education specifically, mentorship, counseling, you being a counselor, you being a consultant, you being a teacher to someone, that could be a part of it. Traveling could be the part of your earnings. Then it also shows that your money might come from your father, okay, or the efforts of your spouse. That is also something that it shows. So second lord going into the seventh house, second lord going into the ninth house, or second lord going into the eighth house, one of the placements which show that your money is going to come from your spouse. And sometimes your money might go towards the spouse as well. Okay, so ninth house, what else? It shows most of the things related to education, knowledge, something that you do with. Oh, it's also related to publishing, it's related to journalism with third and ninth house. It's related to journalism with fourth house as well, eighth house as well, when maybe criminology or criminal related newses are attached and things like that. Then the 10th house, second lord coming into the 10th house. You have to work really, really hard for your money, but your money comes from the society, your money comes from social service, or maybe you are running an NGO and you get paid for it. You are running a company for maybe a board, right? You are a CEO, you're at a very good position and you are earning your money, but you are still at service to someone else, service to others. So the service is going to give you the money, right? Second lord coming into the 10th house, you might be a public servant as well, or you might be a person who wants to become a public servant, or who wants to go into government related jobs. Then third house and sixth house are related to the jobs as well. Then the 11th house, second lord coming into the 11th house is a beautiful placement for a person to earn money by the easiest ways. This shows that your family is going to give you money. Definitely your money can come from your desires or your social circle. Like, for example, A housewife who have just started a business of clothing within her social circle, and then she's getting her money from there. Or your money can come from corporates, but you always are fortunate enough to have a good designation into that corporate, into that particular company. Your money can also come from large organizations or multinational companies. Then the second lord going into the 12th house, you earn through your skills, you earn through your research abilities, your hidden talents, and even your money comes from overseas. Your money comes from foreign, from other lands, from distant lands, from foreign people. Maybe you are working in a company which is based or associated with US, UK, Canada, wherever you are. That country should be foreign. Even India could be foreign for you, right? So that is how you see through the second house. This was a very, very general overview of how you can connect your second lord with the houses of the natal chart. Right now, let's understand that there is one more thing that could help you. I will tell you how it will help you along with the second lord, so as to understand how your money is generated. Okay, now let me share my screen and tell you how do we study the Dhan Yog. So Dhan Yog is basically one yoga which is formed by lords of certain houses. And just so as to see where your money is going to come from, this is actually not much related. Like, this is related, but it can be individually used, you know from the career. Like, it could be a part of career, or it could be individually used also. So there are houses, which is the first sorry, the first, let me talk about the houses which make Dhan Yoga. So the second house, the fifth house, actually it is first house as well. First, second, fifth, ninth, and 11th. So this house, this, and this. Now, what are the reasons? The first house, your expertise, your consciousness, your presence, your determination, your interaction out there. That is the first house. Your inbuilt talents, everything related to you, your brain, your skills, your intelligence. That is the first house. The second house, where the income, wealth generates from. So these three are called as what? The Trikon Sthan, the Trikonas. The Trikonas basically tell us about our luck. So these three houses are going to tell how lucky we are, right? And these two houses, why do these two connect? Because they are related to the money. This is the income, or maybe it could be the income which is associated with family. But this is the income which is solely created from the career, because it is second from the 10th house. Right? So that is why whenever there is a combination of the trikonas and the second and 11th house, it creates a Dhan Yog. For example, if you have the fifth lord in your second house, or you have second lord in your fifth house, or the third case could be that you have a Rashi Parivartan Yoga in the second and fifth house, then how do you understand this? Your dhan is going to be generated from these two houses. Your dhan is going to be generated from your intelligence related to finance, financial management, related to investments, investment portfolios, and your speculative mind. Sometimes it could even show if this has an association with the 10th house. It would show that you might be an individual to start up such a firm. to be a CEO or the owner, or maybe a person who's going to start up something from the scratch related to these areas. Right? So that's how we see the Dhan Yoga. Like, for example, if a person has second and 11th Lord connection, second Lord is in the 11th house, your Dhan is coming from your social circle. It would even come from your family business, right? So, whenever these two Lords are connected, it could even show that your money is actually surrounded by these two areas only, wherever the dhan yoga is being formed. So dhan yoga, how it is formed, whenever there is a combination of these houses, suppose first and second lord are together sitting somewhere else. So this was the one condition. Now assume the second condition. Maybe your second and the fifth lord together are conjunct in the eighth house. Second and fifth lords in the eighth house. Definitely, you're either a crypto person, you are either a portfolio manager, or you are a person who is into occult, astrology, or you are maybe a pediatrician. I don't exactly remember the spelling. So you are a pediatrician, or you are a person. Why I'm saying so? Fifth house is being connected, right? Second house, the nutrition is being connected. Eighth house, the house of deeper stuff, research, like a doctor. A doctor always has a prominent 6, 8, and 12. A researcher would have a prominent 6, 8, 12. So maybe you are a pediatrician, you work around, maybe you are a child psychologist. Maybe you are a investment banker. See how many options I can derive. But I know that my money, if this is my chart, my money is going to be generated from here. Okay, so these are the two things we need to see carefully when we need to analyze where our income could generate from. Or the same example you can take for a person who operates on rental income. The second and fifth lord either conjunct in the second house along with some association with the eighth lord, or is connected with the eighth house. Purely rental income, main amount of money and wealth which adds on to wealth is actually created from that. So using the Dhan Yog, using the lords of all of these houses, the Trikon houses and the second and 11th, and mainly the second lord, you can analyze where your income is going to generate from. Okay, guys. So this was my analysis. We'll see you with the next video soon. Bye-bye. Take care.